Hi everyone, it's Irina here from Irina's House Cleaning. In today's tip, I'm going to be talking about mopping. So if this is something that interests you, please stick around because I'm going to be talking about the more popular types of mops available to clean our floors with. But more importantly, I'm going to share with you 8 tips to mop your way to shiny, streak-free floors. Well, we all know that when we visit our local supermarket or hardware store, we can get overwhelmed by the huge selection of mops available for our purchase and subsequent use. Here today, I've got 4 of the more common types of mops households use, but there are plenty more that you can choose from when you consider investing in a mop. So the first mop I have here is the cotton string mop. This is one of the more traditional mops that have been around for many years, and it's probably one of the more common mops that we're all acquainted with. Now, the cotton fibers are not very absorbent, which means that they can leave streaks on your floor if it's not wringed out properly. The second type of mop I have here is the sponge mop. Now, this is a good choice for linoleum, vinyl, ceramic tiles, and also very good for cleaning your walls. Now, the sponge mop can leave streaks on your floors if, again, it's not wringed out properly. In fact, they can be quite challenging to wring out. This one, luckily, has a built-in wringing mechanism, which makes the task a little bit easier. The next type of mop is the microfiber mop. Now, this is my mop of choice, and the reason being, it's a great choice as an all-around, all-purpose mop. It consists of microfiber strands, which are very fine. In fact, they are 100 times finer than a strand of human hair. So this actually creates pockets to trap dirt, dust, and grime. The microfiber strands are also super absorbent, which means that this mop won't leave any streaks on your floor. But the key is to ensure that you wring out the mop properly. The other good advantage of the microfiber mop is that in comparison to your traditional mop, it is much larger in size, as you can see here. Now, the advantage, as I said, it covers a larger floor surface area as you mop, which is fantastic. Lastly, I have here the wet and dry dust mop. Now, these mops are fantastic to use in between your bigger cleans when you don't feel like pulling out your mop bucket and your wet mop for cleaning your floors. They are really good for hard wood floors because they collect the dust, pet hair, and they're also actually really useful for dusting down walls. Now, this one has a swivel mechanism which allows it to maneuver really well in tight places. As you can see there, it maneuvers really easily. Well, now that we've discussed the different types of mops available to clean our floors and the particular floor surfaces that they are most suited to, the next question is, well, how do we mop to achieve the desired result? Now, the desired result is shiny, streak-free floors. Tip number 1, always ensure that you vacuum and sweep your floor surfaces prior to mopping to ensure you get as much debris as possible off the floor surface. Otherwise, the mopping task becomes very laborious and very lengthy, much more so than what you anticipated originally. And it can also get really messy. Tip number 2, ensure that you fill up your mop bucket with hot water and your desired floor cleaner. If you're using a specialty floor cleaner, so for example, a floor cleaner that is only suitable for stone floors, please ensure that you read the instructions carefully prior to preparing your mop bucket. Okay, tip number 3. Make sure that you change the water in your mop bucket frequently, as dirty water will stain your grout between your tiles. Minimize the amount of water you pour into the bucket, as this will reduce the chances of water splashing all over your floor surfaces, which can be damaging, particularly for hardwood or laminate floors. I've filled my mop bucket here today with just under half level of the bucket. Tip number 4, always mop in an S pattern. I will demonstrate that for you here. So we're mopping in an S pattern. Now what this does, it will cover a larger surface area of floor, and this pattern will also ensure that the microfiber threads will capture any debris, dust or dirt that might be left on your floor surface. Okay, tip number 5. When mopping hardwood floors, always mop in the direction of the grain, which will reduce the appearance of streaking. Tip number 6. Always start mopping at the opposite corner to the exit point of a room, just as we did in my vacuuming video, so that you don't mop yourself into a corner. And ensure that you keep your mop bucket behind you at all times. But of course, make sure you occasionally do turn around so that you don't trip over the bucket. Tip number 7. As you mop, be sure to engage your core muscles instead of using your back muscles to avoid getting a sore back. Now, your core muscles are a set of deep muscles which are called your local stabilizers. Their job, in fact, is to support and provide stability to your spine as you perform heavy duty tasks such as mopping. Now, the way to engage your core muscles is by gently drawing your belly button in towards your spine, gently, without holding your breath. That may take a little bit of practice. Tip number 8, don't rush the task. Any task done properly requires time. We don't want to miss any part of our floor surface when we are mopping. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. If you have found this video useful, please leave your comments below. Also, if you know of anybody else who might benefit from watching this video, please feel free to share it. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye-bye for now.